Yeah, it's no lesson I didn't already know. I mean, this year indoors, I don't know if that was a lesson as much as just I really just wanted to throw indoors in the indoor with a net. It's been my 14th year as a pro, and I never threw indoors in Europe. So it was more of a bucket list indoor things to do. But yeah, last year, I mean, it's something we always knew. You know, you throw 22 meters and you might not make a team. And that's what happened to me here last year. And it's like, you have a lot of circumstances. Yeah, the kids were sick and I probably was down, but like I still had a good competition. And it's like, what do you do in that scenario? You got to fight and be ready for it. And I think you got to learn for it. But it's not something that, you know, I've known my whole career. I was fourth in 2012 in college. I've been on the other end of that before. Luckily, the past couple of years I've been there. But I think, you know, it's given me perspective of being more targeted, you know, especially this year. We talked about my age. I think there is a time in my career I could do a lot of meets and be at a high level and do well at those meets. And I think in the years coming up, I think Ashley and I using this year to kind of experiment to be more targeted on how I can be perfectly primed that on my bad day, it's still good enough to get on that team. And of course, once that team happens, making sure you're coming back with a medal. Because I think if you make a team for the U.S. and you don't get a medal, you're doing a disservice for the guys who are at home. And that's like what I always thought to myself, and I think that's the standard of being a U.S. shot putter. And I put that on Christian Cantwell, Reese Hoffa, John Godina. They set the standard, and I'm just trying to make sure that it stays at the high level.
That's a really good question. Hurdles is actually not even on the goal board.
Oh, okay.
And hurdles is really for fun. After this meet, we're going to reevaluate, and we're going to see what's the word. And I would love to drop below 12.4. I would love to be in the mix with Masai at some point. But as of right now, we're just having fun. There's no pressure behind it. I'm just really enjoying the moment and getting faster and stronger for long jump. Yeah, I think hurdles and long jump goes hand in hand. I think that the 3 steps between the hurdles are going the last 3 steps in the long jump. I think the speed that I am bringing through the hurdles definitely attacks for the long jump, allows me to be faster and more controlled on the runway. And then the power as well. The hurdle takeoff and the long jump takeoff are pretty similar. And as for an assistant coach at K-State, it's really inspiring for me to watch these athletes grind every day and find their passion and joy in the sport. And it allows me to be like mentor and be the big sister of the team. And they have a lot of coaches. You guys see that K-State is booming with incredible athletes and incredible coaches. And for me, I just want to be the person that these athletes are looking up to, asking for advice, asking what to do next, kind of, like I said, just being the big sister of the group.
I think it's pretty exciting. Well, I watched Pre-Classic on TV, and I saw this huge energy. And, you know, coming from Italy, where, I mean, you're a home hero and everything. I mean, I think it's different when you're away from home and you still get the support from a crowd that's, you know, that has its own heroes and whatever. So, I don't know, I'm pretty excited and cannot wait.
It kind of became more about, like, just doing really well, and, like, the Diamond League circuit's kind of become the bigger thing. And I think our first meet out, you know, somebody threw 21, and I think that's kind of a mark we've all been fighting for. So right now, I think my biggest hurdle is, like, I'm chasing a distance. I'm trying to avoid that. But, yeah, I think the Diamond League circuit just became a bigger thing for us this year because we haven't not had a major in a while now. And so, yeah, just trying to throw far at these meets that count, and I think I kind of looked at pre as kind of like my peak time. I think I want to do really well here because we're not in the ultimate at the end. So, yeah, I think doing really good here and trying to throw 21 more.
Well, we changed some things in training, so it was a big gamble for me, actually. So before the competition in China where I threw 21 meters, we were like, it's going to be 19 meters or 21. So it was kind of big of a gamble, but I think it worked out so far, so I'm really happy about it.
It's just in the zone, honestly. I feel like when you run fast, it doesn't feel fast. And that's why I feel like I know. I don't even know what I'm capable of at this point, because it wasn't like, whoa, I'm running up on these hurdles. Like, it felt controlled.
Yeah.
It was just like, all right, I won the race, and let me see what the time is. So when I seen it was 12:14, I was like, all right, period.
Okay, so
There's no pressure. It's a part of the game. Everybody wants the PB. Everybody wants to be a world champion. Everybody wants to be an Olympian. This is the reason we train. Nobody wants to know that, okay, I trained hard enough and couldn't even, you know? But there's no pressure. And everybody knows, yes, I am a twin. But once I'm on that start line, my sister is no longer my twin. She's now a competitor. So, yes, we train together. Yes, we are sisters. But once we go on the line, we are no longer sisters, nor training partners. Because, you know, you have no friends at the line. So you go there to compete, and it's more hungry for the success. So it's no pressure.
My goal is to execute. That's always been my goal. That is the thing that has gotten me to where I am today. But not only executing on the track, just executing the whole day in general. Whether with that starts with me getting up in the morning and doing the things that I know I need to do in order to get ready for that day. Obviously, this year we're going to have 2 rounds, which, you know, there's a lot of mixed emotions about it, but I'm fine with it. This will be, I get a chance to have 4 races in on the year now, being that I've only ran the 200 and 100 once so far this year. So, you know, being able to get a bit more races in my legs is always a good thing for me. And, you know, I'm just excited to go out there and compete.
Yeah, I will say I've been quiet a little bit. I raced in Shanghai, the 5,000, and this is my first, you know, mile, and yeah, I will say short distance, is it? Yeah. And yeah, my training has been so good. My training has been well, and hopefully let's see what happens tomorrow.
Thank you for your question. I think for me, it's just that pride of being a duck. I think every time you walk back into Hayward, even this morning I was there for pre-meet, you know people, you know the people that are there for medical, you know the people that make the meet run. It just feels like a little family. Even when we go into the call room tomorrow, I'm sure Jen's in the call room and she runs over to give you a big hug and say, go Ducks, good luck. And it just feels like the whole crowd envelopes you and just wants you to run well and succeed. So it's just a really special place to come back to. And no matter how much time passes, you feel like you're still part of the furniture.
Yeah, I think you kind of like, I'm putting it out there, and that's scary to say I want to go for a record, and because everyone's like, can they do it, can they not, you know? But I think you put it out there, and then I think you just kind of forget about it, and then you go, or at least for me, like, what works best for me, and what works best for me is just racing and competing and trying to beat as many people as possible. And so yeah, I think like I wouldn't be surprised if I'm like behind the pace at some point and then I kick to the end. You know, that's my strength. But I'm not too worried about it. I'm just gonna go out there and yeah, do my best. And I think, like I said, I think it's just all it is a really good opportunity. And yeah, I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm expecting big things this year, especially in the 100. I mean, the 200, I kind of know what I need to do, but for the 100 in particular, it's always about getting the reps. So last year was kind of the year where I finally stepped down, got more reps in, and saw what I could do. And this year, I think the sky's the limit, and all I got to do is just execute my race and have fun.
But still trying to be the best 100, 200 guy on the circuit?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not here to be second, third, fourth, or fifth. I'm here to win. So that's the main goal of mine.
I mean, yeah, like, it's great to know that he was there to be able to see that. Like, he's one of the greats. So, I mean, I'm glad he was able to see that and give me my flowers. It felt good.
Yeah. And how did that race, now, I mean, have you gone back and watched it now? Are you a guy who goes back and watches all your races?
Yeah, so I've watched it 10, 15 times.
All right, so giving you the analysis, you're Otto Bolden on NBC, you're looking at that race. What do you say about it?
My start was okay. It was efficient, but it wasn't as best as I think it could have been. And my last 3 can definitely be a little bit better. I can kind of get back off of them a little bit, and that'll make me spin the wheels a little bit more in between, and I'm going to take that down again soon.
How fast did it feel like?
Oh, it felt really fast. At 6, I knew it was something serious for sure.
And you were perfectly fine going after that in a prelim?
Oh yeah, for sure. My goal in the prelim was to send a statement to everybody else to show them that I'm here. Because I mean, I was running 13.0s, but there wasn't really nothing too crazy, too intense on my body. So I want to go out there and send a message to show them that I'm still here and I'm going to be the champion.
Most definitely. Coming back to Eugene, especially after putting that performance down, it feels pretty good. I'm very, very excited. God has been good to me all season, so I'm just excited for this meet, especially whenever they call me. Because at first it was kind of in the air, like, oh, we don't know if you're going to be in yet. And then whenever I got that call and they're like, yeah, you're in the 200, I'm like, oh, yeah, it's game time.
Yeah, I think it's something it seems more prevalent this year, but I think people have been talking about for the last couple of years, like the way the 800's been, the people we've had, come into these races, the level it's taking now. I think the bar is just getting higher and higher every single year, and I'm really happy and proud to be a part of that conversation and pushing the event on.
No, I think typically if any years past are any indication, I feel like I come into this race really ready to give it my all and just run as fast as I can. And I think, especially this year, I think I've come close to winning a lot of times. So really, really trying to focus on like getting that win so I can say I did that at least once. But yeah, I think it's just a really, really fun time of the year to everyone's usually pretty fit come July, and it's a good time to really run fast and see what you can do in an event that we usually don't do as much.
This season's been a little bit different than a typical build for me, just coming off of indoor with a little bit of an injury, and then kind of shooting for later in the summer. But now it's later in the summer, and I'm feeling fit, feeling ready to go, and it's a great field to test that fitness with. So yeah, I'm stoked for it.
I'm just learning to trust myself. I think I'm a very strong athlete, so yeah, I'm just learning to trust myself from however far it may be. If it's 800 meters out and I've got to take it, I trust myself, and if it's only 200 meters out, I also trust myself. So it's just having the faith that all the training you've done has given you the tools to execute in any situation. So yeah, I feel like I'm definitely developing all the tools in the toolbox.